Good morning. I hate yoga. So naturally, I invited a bunch of my very bravest girlfriends to join me for a double header yoga morning. First, we're gonna hang upside down in fabrics for aerial yoga. Then it's time for goat yoga. So I also made these cherry swirled goat cheese bars to keep up our energy between classes, but honestly, I think we're gonna need more than protein and luck to survive this one.
Life doesn't have an expiration date, so stop waiting and go do what makes you happy. I don't wait for someone to come along. Sometimes I bring friends, and sometimes I just go alone. And every adventure here leads to a dish inspired by the day. Well, if you know me at all, you know I don't do anything half-ass. So instead of one yoga class, I scheduled 2. I had absolutely no idea what to expect from aerial yoga. It looked so beautiful online, but standing there looking up at all those silks hanging from the ceiling, yeah, it suddenly felt very real and honestly, very terrifying. The silk is the strangest thing. It's weirdly supportive, but at the same time, incredibly awkward, kind of like junior high awkward. It's wrapping around your legs, your waist, and yes, it's wrapping places no fabric has any business being. Thankfully, our instructor Autumn made us all feel comfortable enough to laugh at ourselves because trust me, there wasn't a graceful person in that room. Laura definitely kept things entertaining. I helped rescue her once, and then Autumn had to completely unravel her another time. The amazing part was once you finally got into the pose, after all the awkward reaching, twisting, and wondering if your body was even capable, suddenly you felt graceful. It was actually kind of transforming. One minute you're completely tangled up, and the next you're suspended in the air thinking, my God, I'm doing this. It definitely took some strength. And being upside down took a little getting used to. Stay there too long, and I'd get so dizzy. Flip back over, recover, and then do it all over again. You know, this morning is actually what Whisked Away by Angela is all about. Women my age all have a bucket list, but so many of us are waiting. Waiting until we have someone to go with. Waiting until life slows down. Waiting until we're brave enough. I don't wait anymore, and I encourage women to get off that couch, try something they've always wanted to do, and start checking things off their list. Maybe you'll go with friends. Maybe you'll have to go alone. Or maybe you'll do exactly what I did. Reach out to a bunch of strangers. See who shows up. But whatever you do, just go. Stop waiting. As the class went on, we kept building on everything we'd learned. Every pose gave us a little more confidence. And before long, we were hanging in ways I never imagined I'd be able to. We even tried an inverted swan pose, and I have to admit, it was beautiful. We finished by slowing everything down. Hint, cocoon, embryo, all while Autumn guided us through a relaxing savasana. And that's when I realized something. My favorite part of this morning wasn't the yoga. It was these women. Some of them had known each other for years. Others had just met this morning. But every single one of them got out of bed early on a Sunday morning, walked into a room full of strangers, and tried something completely outside of their comfort zone, simply because they wanted to. They showed up for themselves. I absolutely love that, and none of us wanted it to end. While everyone grabbed a quick snack that I had made, I couldn't help but think about how crazy this morning really was. A week earlier, I had made a Facebook post looking for women of questionable judgment and bravery who wanted to spend a Sunday morning doing yoga. Honestly, I thought maybe 1 or 2 friends would say yes. Instead, friends invited friends. People shared the post. Before I knew it, every spot was filled, and we actually had to turn a few ladies away. What started as one crazy idea had turned into one unforgettable morning, and we were not finished yet. Waiting for us were the real yogis of the morning: cranberry, sweet potato, and little s'mores. Cranberry and sweet potato were the experienced yogis. S'mores, well, she was the baby and still in training. So basically, she had absolutely no intention of following the lesson plan. Our plan was yoga. The goats had a completely different agenda. Within seconds, they had completely taken over the class. Shoelaces became their toys, hair became their breakfast, personal space disappeared. The yoga quickly became secondary. We weren't trying to perfect poses anymore. We were just laughing. The goats especially believed every back was a playground. Everywhere you looked, there was another hilarious moment. I don't know if we learned much yoga that morning, but we definitely made some memories. Before everyone headed home, we had to grab a group photo. A week earlier, many of these women had never met. Now it felt like we'd known each other for years. I promised the ladies I'd share the cherry swirl goat cheese bars. So come on, let's head into the kitchen. What a day, that's all I can say. Some of the ladies asked for this recipe of the cherry goat cheese bar, so here it is, coming home and making it for you. In my saucepan, I have the butter. I'm just gonna brown it. That's our first step. So we have the 1.5 cups of butter in here, and we're just going to constantly stir it over medium heat until it's a beautiful amber brown color. And it'll have a little bit of a nutty fragrance to it. And now we need to prepare the cherry swirl. We're gonna put our cherries into a larger saucepan. To that, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of sugar, our lemon juice, and all we're gonna do is we are gonna cook this over medium-low heat for about 5 minutes. We're just gonna soften everything up and let the sugar completely dissolve into the cherries. And then we're just going to add our cornstarch. And to that cornstarch, I've added 1.5 tablespoons of water just to make a slurry. And it's just gonna thicken up our cherry sauce. And then we're gonna remove it immediately from the heat. We're gonna add our food coloring, 4 to 6 little drops. We just want a nice, vibrant red color. We're gonna stir that around, and we're just going to mash our cherries with a fork. My cherries did not get as soft as I wanted, so I'm gonna actually put them in a small food processor and process them a couple of minutes until I have more of a jelly consistency and fewer chunks. Now we have a perfect cherry sauce. So we're gonna put this to the side and let it cool. Next up is our goat cheese filling. Yes! All we're gonna do is we're gonna beat together our goat cheese, which I already have in here with the honey. We're going to add our yogurt to it, both eggs, and the lemon zest. And we're just gonna beat this, or whip it actually, until it's nice and smooth. We want the cheese filling or the cheese layer to be silky smooth. So I'm gonna scrape down the sides of my bowl, and I'm gonna turn the mixer back on and beat for about another minute. Let's make our crust. I have our warm brown butter in here, and to that I'm going to add the sugar, our vanilla, and our almond extract. And we're just gonna stir that around until it's completely mixed. It'll start dissolving a little bit because that butter is warm, but not completely. Just make sure it's nice and mixed well. And then to that, we're going to add our flour and our salt, a little bit at a time. And we're just gonna stir this together until a cohesive dough is formed. That's all we need. Okay, our dough is together. And so we're going to put it in a prepared 9x13 pan, and I have put parchment down, and I have about an inch over the edge so it'll help me lift it out when the bars are ready. So I'm just gonna put our shortbread or our crust dough right in here, and with nice clean hands, we're just gonna press our dough evenly into place.
I'm in a new kitchen. So I had a little bit of an oven debacle with an oven cleaning situation. So luckily my friend Mo has allowed me to come and use her beautiful kitchen. So our crust is ready, and we're gonna bake this on 350 for 16 to 18 minutes until it's a beautiful golden brown. Okay, our shortbread is ready. We're going to take our goat cheese spread, and we're going to go ahead and spread it on our still warm shortbread. Now I did let this shortbread cool about probably 12 minutes. I'm just gonna spread it in a nice even layer. Okay, now we're gonna take our cherries and we're just gonna put little dollops of cherries across the top here and there. Now in order to swirl, we're just gonna take a knife and we're gonna zigzag through this. Okay, there we have it. We're gonna put this back in our 350-degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes until it's nice and set and the middle is just slightly jiggly. It has been 30 minutes and we are now done. The center is perfectly set. Now we're gonna let it cool for about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. We're gonna put it in the refrigerator for a minimum of 3 hours, and we're gonna keep it refrigerated until serving.
These are so good.
Another fun adventure in the books. And until next time, eat deliciously, live fabulously, and thank you for letting me whisk you away.